welcome to Apex Trader. So today's video I'm going to talk about my London strategy, London liquidity sweep strategy. I'm going to share that with you. So let's start. So yeah, this is London session and New York session. I made a example for you guys to understand how this works. So let's start the video. So as you can see, I took an example of GBP USD because as you all know, I am a GBP and a US tech trader. I only trade GBP and US tech. I don't trade anything else. If I get any good support, then only I trade, or else I don't trade. So as you can see, this is the example I'm taking. It's a very simple strategy, but you have to work, give your efforts to identify, because I took so much of time to identify how this strategy works. So let's start it. So in this chart, I can see this up move when started in the middle of that London session started. So this is the starting point of London session. Okay, so when London session started, this was the low, starting low, but we will not take consider that because we are trading New York session with the help of London liquidity. So we'll wait till the London window. For example, कोई अगर स्टार्ट कर रहा है ट्रेडिंग 12 पीएम को, 12 एएम को, he can trade 12 am को, yeah, sorry, 12 pm. So New York session starts at 6:30 pm. So wait till 6:30 pm. For example, this is 6:30 pm. This here's till that time we'll wait for the London low. Or else we'll consider this. But this is the London low, as you guys can see. So we'll take this zone here. Why am I taking this zone here? There's a simple reason, because who this was a uptrend. First we'll start from the starting, so everyone will be satisfied. No one should be confused in this chart. I know some people will think, what is this, it's so hard, and some people will think this is higher high, higher lows. But this chart has so much of meaningful information in it, because if you can't see liquidity, you are the liquidity. So let's start it. Chart is making higher highs, higher lows, but chart came here. For example, this is 15 minutes chart. It started making lower low, lower low. So what will happen in lower time frame? The chart will make some, in for example 1 minute chart will be like this, making lower lows. So who will enter there? Sellers will enter, right? This has two examples like this, but both are different, right? Because why they are different? Some people will think this is change of character, right? It's matching with it, right? But it has totally a different perspective. I'll show you why. First we'll draw some demand zones. Means, see guys, there are three types of inducements will happen in market: minor, major, and no, sorry, minor, medium, major. So for example, these are minor. In lower time frame you may see or you may not, but we'll consider this as supply, because this zone was responsible for this up move, right? it this zone is responsible for this BOS, break of structure. So we'll consider that. Okay, we took this zone. I'll take one more zone here also, because it didn't break still. So we'll take this zone and extend it till here. You can see this zone. From here the price bounced back, and if you see here, there was a trend line liquidity. Now trend line liquidity means what? For example, in lower time frame, in 1 minute chart, it has trapped buyers or sellers. I show you like this. It made like this, and then like this dump. like this is the chart, this was the trend line. For example, some buyers have entered here and they were entering here and it took all the stop losses. So this is a minor inducement because market is in uptrend. If you want to identify a medium inducement, there should be a supply or demand or a resistance or a support zone. So we can't see anything here. We can see a minor inducement zone but no support, no supply. So I am not taking this as a, because this is 1 minute chart inducement and the trend line is so small, so we won't consider that much. So it's only a minor inducement. After that market made a high, right? Market made a high, so this zone will be converted into a medium inducement zone. Okay, this, take this zone also because this zone is responsible for this up move, this break of structure, right? I write also BOS, so I write in capital better. S. By the way, sorry, this is not a medium, this is a minor inducement only. My bad, because it's a 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart inducement. So that's why I show you what is the medium inducement zone. Okay. So after that, what happened? Market made a higher high. Okay. This is the trend line. Trend line liquidity. It made a trend line here. One touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, fourth touch. When it did a second touch, in third touch buyer centered, in fourth touch also buyer centered, and if you see this high is not this high is lower than this high. So what does that mean? This low fails to make this higher high. It comes still here only, right? Not even equal here. It fails, and whoever entered in this trend line got trapped. They all trapped, and who entered here also trapped, who entered here also trapped, who entered here also trapped. So what actually happened in London session, whoever was in buying zone, London session has liquidated them. So the market, from this zone only we were bearish because this zone is that zone which made this higher high and break of structure, and when this zone got swept, so we are in bearish market now. So we are going to look for sell side liquidity, buy side and sell side liquidity, because we don't know, right? Where is the liquidity, where is the liquidity, we should follow that. So what I can see here, market came here low, it swept this liquidity, this liquidity, this liquidity, all liquidity swept. So market doesn't has sellers liquidity right now. In this session I'm talking, right? We are not talking about another charts, previous pre-London or anything, Asia session, high low. I'm only talking about this London session. So now what market did? Market gave a bounce back. You can use Fibonacci also here, 0.5 level, it almost bounced. Then it came down. Then again it was going slowly up, made this liquidity, swept it out. Swept it. This was London low, by the way, because we are entering the New York window now. So market, what market is, this was London sessions low. Market entered, New York session started. New York session started with the London trendline liquidity swept out of the market. Sellers are out now. No, buyers are out of the market. And who bought here, they are still in profit. Market came down, made an inducement, did an inducement. These buyers are out. Who entered here are out. Here is the liquidity zone. Sellers are in the profit now. Then market did an inducement. For example, market came till here. V-shaped recovery. Smart money trap. Why smart money trap? I'll tell you. New York window started. Everyone are out. Some people are saying, oh, everyone are out in this window. Buyers are trapped, sellers are trapped. Who bought here, they are out. Who are buying here, they are also out from the market. market had did a inducement here. What market did, for example, market didn't make a good candle. It made a candle, you should see candle also. It made a candle like this. For example, I'm giving for example only, like this. Will you enter? You should not enter, right? A candle should be like this for you entering the market. Okay. Yeah. So again, market came down. Who entered here? It swept the liquidity. In New York window, we should wait for London liquidity sweep. That is the first principle. Before that, 1 hour or 2 hour before, you have to do pre-market analysis like this. What is happening? Who are in control? As I can see in this market, there is one more trend line. Like, oh sorry, like this. This trend line was also trapped. So clearly you can see sellers are in control, because here also they trapped, here also they made liquidity first, then they trapped, right? So as you can see, who is in profit in the market, who sold here and who sold here. So now we are going to target this liquidity in New York session. So let's see now what is happening in this chart. Here also same concept, we are going to use minor, major, medium inducements, minor, medium, major inducements. So for first example, market made a W here. Okay, buyers are gonna enter, right? For sure, this is not perfect W, by the way. And this zone we are going to take as a major inducement zone, because it has trapped buyers who entered here, and it trapped the buyers of London buyers and the New York buyers, so they are out of the market. This was the London session low, which has been swept badly. Now we are going to see for our first break of structure, good candle, then a mitigation to enter in a trade. But before that, I am going to show you this market analysis. If I would enter in this trade, I would enter in a green candle. London liquidity swept a green candle here, up move, then the market gave a mitigation like this. I would enter with a small stop loss. That's why mitigation is important. So as you can see, we got a break of structure here. Yep. And this break of structure is so much strong, because this is New York session open high. So yeah, this is the break of structure first we got. Look at green, then market came down, some sellers enter in the market, or you can tell market gave a mitigation also. You may have taken a trade over here after green candle, stop loss here, 1:3, easy. So after market again a break of structure, market is making going higher high, making higher highs, right? But market has made a trend line here. There's a trend line. Okay, there's a trend line over here. I'm just showing you how market is trapping everyone. After this I'm going to show you some real examples also. You will think he's making and just showing, but don't worry, I'll show you in the real markets also. See, again we got an inducement. This zone, it's a minor zones, because this is not like London low or anything, so it's a middle of the market. We are going to consider this minor inducement, so we are not going to pull these zones, because this is not major or medium. Minor inducements are just for confirmation कि market is going in our directions. So let's see what happens. Again, some sellers may enter, because it's a break of structure. They will see buyers got trapped, trend line breakdown. They will enter, they will also be trapped. After market will continue higher high just for inducement, for liquidity grab. Then here is right here is the market came till this zone. We are taking this zone just because we got a huge sell. See, here is a trend line liquidity, and This is the resistance. Some people maybe think we can sell it now, we can sell the market is bearish. Okay, and it made double top. For some people it's M, they will think to sell and they will be in profit. Trend line liquidity swept, trend line breakdown also they will get, they will think yeah it's a correct time, and they will get a retest also, so they will sell. What market did? Trapped. Inducement. This is a good inducement. It trapped buyers and sellers. No, it trapped only sellers, by the way. So this is a medium inducement. We'll take this as a supply zone. Demand zone, sorry. Demand zone. We'll pull it. Then market took all the liquidity and went higher. This was a simple example. And if someone asks where to enter, this was the place to enter. Or else if you want to trade continuation, this was the place to enter. Here 1:3, easy. It's a US tech strategy. Or if someone would enter in this W, not in W, after this swept happened of London low, all sellers got trapped out of the market. Buyers also got trapped. You enter in the correct zone with a stop loss of this, you will get easily 1:2, 4 or 5. Or else best I would suggest enter over here somewhere after green candle, then you will get easily 1:7, 1:8. So this simple strategy, guys, that's all. Trend line, liquidity, trap, this all. New York session. So now let's go to real charts and show you some real examples. This was today's trade. I missed it, I told in the video before, because of one confirmation I didn't get, that was a mitigation, and I missed this trade. This was 1 is to 4.67% trade. Risk to reward, actually I was taking till 1 is to 3 only, but I missed it. By the way, let's talk about this trade, what actually happened. So this is London open, this line, and this is New York close. So I draw like this New York window. So see this, what actually happened. I'll remove this trade so I can teach and tell about it, what actually happened. This zone was responsible for this entire up move, and then our market made a trend line. Liquidity was pending here, and this was a previous high. Market has swept it, so I made a major inducement zone because it swept the liquidity which was pending on the high of the previous high. So this is a major inducement and it has so much of supply, so you have to take this. And this was a supply zone also, by the way, from last month. It's being continued in GBP. From here sharp sell came. Okay, after sharp sell volume, this profile, if you see here to here, this profile is completely a high sell volume, right? But what about this? See this profile, the sellers are weak, sellers are not interested in the market, so they are, if you see the candles also, doji, all doji, right? So I understood the sellers are not interested in the market. And if you talk about this zone, medium zone, I'm talking about, this was made because of just one thing. When market was giving a up move from here, it made a lower low. This zone failed to make a higher high and made a lower low, broke this level and took liquidity from this trend line from lower time frame. From here also it took this trend line liquidity and broke this level also. So it was like completely liquidity sweep, 3 to 4 liquidity sweep, right? So after that what I did, my trade was simple. Market came here. When market was here, I think I was not there, so I was not even getting any trade. Market just went up and up. When again it went up from here, again if you see the volume was low, dry volume, I was not interested. Then you can see here was one trend line liquidity which was pending, then market filled it. Now market is here, and if you see, this was Asia range, no, London and Asia range. This was pre-London, so market was slow. It was the low, and this pre-London swept the this liquidity, this zone's liquidity. When London opened, London swept the liquidity, the both liquidity. Then I was interested in New York window. No, actually, what happened? This was London window, London liquidity, London low, and this was same I showed in that chart. This was New York session, and it swept London low. All sellers liquidity went, and some sellers were thinking it's a breakdown, let's enter, and this was the W. Still liquidity is pending down, buyers liquidity is pending, but I think it should go to the main push or take this liquidity out. Or what was my plan? It gave a sweep, it gave a good green candle, break of structure also I got, because this zone is responsible for this lower low, making a lower low. So I thought it's a break of structure and it should just give one mitigation, I will enter. That's all my plan was. But what actually happened is market directly went up and I didn't get a mitigation in today's trade, Friday 13th. So this was the strategy. If you don't understand, I'll just tell you again. You need three confirmation after a London liquidity sweep. What can be that? Three confirmation. Let's talk about that. I'll just show with some examples because it's so easy, guys. I showed you so many examples. Means I showed that example with drawing, and I showed this real example also. And yeah, as you can see, I drawed this also. This from here only market will go up because of price action, because the sellers were not interested here. Here also sellers were not interested. If they wanted, they can make brick candles like this and go down, but they were not interested. So this big entire move came, and I think this selling is coming just because of some profit booking, and it will target the sellers and take them out. And one more thing, whenever you're trading GBP USD, you have to see Euro USD also, because they both are similar. They follow each other. First confirmation will be that also. If Euro USD following GBP USD, that's first confirmation. Or else what you can do, GBP version diversion. First confirmation. This is not a good example. This is a good example, by the way. What actually I'm telling about, for example, this is GBP and making higher highs, and what actually GBP is doing, it's making lower low, lower low. Okay, so this is divergence. You should not trade today. Today is no trading day. Or else if GBP, wait, let me write here, GBP euro. Okay, GBP is trading, GBP is going up, it's trending. And what actually uh, Euro USD is doing, it's a bit sideways, it's sideways. Okay, it's going slowly up. So what is this? It's showing GBP is more strength than EU. So what can happen? Some people will think, oh, it's not a good trading day, but it's the best trading day if you get like this something. What I can see is in this chart, there's a W break of structure. no, not the break of structure. So this is the break of structure. This zone is not that powerful, so these buyers are not that strong to take it, and this is the trend line liquidity I can see here. So what market should do for entering? I think market should do something like this. It should take the trend line liquidity out, as this. If it does like this something, because the buyers are weak, so these buyers will go out, some new buyers will come, or it will take these buyers out, and some institution will buy, or anything will they will buy. So then EU will be more trending. You'll see EU will go to the sky then. Not sky, it's example. It works because after, when EU and GU I have tested, if one is slow and another is fast, there's a very high, but you have to see price action also, and news also, by the way. This strategy also works if there's a divergence, like EU is slow and GBP is fast. You have to not trade GBP, you have to trade EU, because GBP has give a move, but EU is left with the move. It will give that a move. If GBP has moved 500 pips, GBP, EU only move 250 pips. 250 pips are remaining. You will get that 250 pips. You have high chances. But in GBP already it has moved, right? So that doesn't make sense. Second confirmation. It's so easy. Strong candle. I'm writing this. You need 3 confirmation after a London liquidity swept, and that liquidity sweep should be good. And then wait for a mitigation after. Okay, what does mitigation means? This is the New York window. For example, this one, this London low, it comes down, sweeps, goes up, again sweeps, then goes up, but you have to wait for it to come down. This is the mitigation. You will enter here, because you should not give so much big stop loss. Your stop loss should be small, and target minimum 1 is to 3. You will get 1 is to 10 also sometimes, so you have to hold it. Third confirmation, I suggest in 50 minutes chart only, fib 0.7 level retest only in 50 minutes chart. You have to use Fibonacci also. Not only, you should use all. 3 confirmation is must. Then what can you use? That's all, guys. Yeah, that's all. Trading is simple. That's all you should use. And you should use candle, like rejection candle. That's all. Yeah, this all you can use. That's all for this video, guys. I explained my strategy. Is so simple. Whenever London liquidity sweeps happen, you have to enter, but you have to wait for. Oh, I have one more thing. See the this is the most important thing. I am writing it down. Trend line liquidity. Then we have support and resistance liquidity. Then we have lie and demand liquidity. Then we have chart, read the chart, and find the minor or medium and major. What happened? Yeah. Major inducement zone. This is the key to be successful trader, guys. This is the key to be a successful liquidity London liquidity sweep. This strategy is working amazing. I have tested it from last 4 months. It's a very good strategy because London and New York session is the world's biggest countries, and they have the biggest stock exchanges like Wall Street and FS 100. So this is the strategy. Any doubt, any queries, just comment. Nothing, it's a simple strategy. You have to just read the market. This is the main push. Buyers are slow, read the candles. You can see this was the previous high. This zone swept this high's liquidity, and market went down. From here to here, market was so fast, sellers took it so much down. Trend line liquidity swept out. It gave this break of structure, this is the main break of structure, because this zone is responsible for this entire up move, and this zone is responsible for this inducement for this zone. And it made a low, and this sellers were not interested. If sellers were interested, it would go down. This zone would be broke. So that's it, guys, for this video. Thank you for watching. Any queries, just comment me. I will help you with that. Also, any doubt, message me in Instagram. I'll give my link in the description. Thanks for watching.